whew, I gotta say it was pretty tough to make one video for every day. The live stream was by far the easiest thing to do, because all you gotta do is like answer questions. When I make a Bullworker video, I have to script the thing, I have to like choose good dialogue, I have to yeah, we have to work with a microphone and things like that, and I have to edit the whole thing. And I think especially like the editing or redoing takes the most effort. And the most horrible thing of all is that I have to edit the whole thing on my phone, because I don't have a proper laptop at the moment to edit things on. So that really sucks. But yeah, I still got through it. And yeah, great. It's fun to do, other than, you know, like, despite that it took a lot of effort and that it was exhausting, it was fun to do. But I think that with the current equipment that I have, I'd rather make between 1 to 3 videos a week. So yeah, now that that's all out of the way, now that I've finally done Bullworker week, and that I kind of got this thing rolling, that I'm going to make 2 videos every month for Bullworker, what am I going to do now? Well, I'm planning to focus a lot more on nutrition advice, and I am planning to finally reveal the blueprint to my own diet, so people know how to do veganism as best as possible, at least according to me, according to my own experiences. And yeah, I think that veganism has really made a turn for the worse since the last few years, and that's mostly thanks to people like Durian Rider that have just well, really gave the diet a very bad reputation for more than one reason. And well, I mean, many of these diet protocols, they are very unsober. There's a lot of crazy advice out there, you know, all of the extreme diets, and it's time that that we put up a higher standard for veganism, for higher vegan nutrition. We can't keep doing this fanatical bullshit. That is definitely going to cost veganism its head eventually. And yeah, and yeah, I'm for more sober advice. And I'm not going to reveal too much about my diet yet, but what I will say is that it's focused on making sure you get all the nutrition you need. And I know that that's a very subjective thing, because Durian Rider would tell you that all the nutrition you need is table sugar. But no, I am talking about making sure you get all the macros, the micros, the minerals, everything. Even things that most people just don't consider. Even things there are no RDAs for. And I will try to include studies to everything that I say. But you know, what's the point, really? I mean, you can put up a study for one thing, and someone will give you a study for with a completely different outcome. But yeah, again, I'm not going to reveal too much, but it will be fun to do that. I think I will make one video just basically explaining what I do and why I think veganism doesn't work for many people, and things that they do that most vegans do wrong. And I know, like, what I think is very funny is that what you really see is now that that people make a lot of fun about this whole thing of like, oh, you didn't do the diet right. And no, that's absolutely true. There's a lot of dogma around that shit. Like, oh, you didn't do the diet right, and if you would have done this instead of that, you would have been perfectly healthy. It's basically like, oh, you have horrible health on Durian Rider's raw till 4 diet. Well, all you had to do was drink 2 glasses more of water and you would have been fine. You would have no health issues whatsoever. Basically that kind of crazy stuff, you know. And I'm definitely not for that. I'm definitely not for fanatical advice. I'm definitely not for blind dogma. I'm not saying that advice that I will give is going to be a cure-all for every ailment, or even will be adequate for every person. It's all the advice, like, it's not really like set in stone, but they're basically like the best guidelines that I can give. And I want to make, what I want to do, like I said, I want to make one video. Fucking trains. So I want to make one video where I explain the basics, and then I want to make I think up to 30 videos explaining all the details. And I could basically make 100 videos about my entire diet, but I just want to make yeah, I just want to give like a few simple guidelines, and then I will make more exclusive videos for the diet, probably on Patreon. Yeah, I always make videos about what I feel inspired by to do for the day. And for now I feel very inspired to talk a lot more about nutrition. So yeah, I want to make between 20 to 30 videos about nutrition, really explaining like just short videos, you know, and just really showing a lot of the details. And again, just to make sure that people can do the diet as effectively as possible. And also, what I want to do is, again, I'm not going to reveal too much about this, but I want to do a series. It's not about the carnivore diet per se, although I will definitely discuss a few things about the carnivore diet. But I mostly want to talk about the people that promote this diet, because I'm kind of seeing the same with the carnivore diet as what I have seen with veganism a few years ago, which basically boils down to that it's completely based on fanaticism. It's completely based on creating this illusion as if you follow this diet, you will become a completely perfect, adjusted human being with no ailments whatsoever, and that's just a very unsober advice. I remember that a few years ago, you had like these memes going around, like, I got ill, like these were like in quotation marks, you know, like, I got ill on a high fruit, oh no, I got ill from just eating fruits and vegetables, said no one ever, as if that was like such a profound thing to say. And now we just know that that is just absolutely fucking retarded. Excuse my English, but it's absolutely stupid. But that was just like, that was like a few years ago, that was like a really sober thing to say among the vegans. Oh, I eat nothing but fruits and vegetables and I got sick, said no one ever. Yeah, no, everyone will tell you that they got sick if they will eat that way, or they won't admit it. But yeah, I'm kind of seeing the same dogma, like the whole carnivore thing is like in its early years now. And yeah, again, I'm seeing the same kind of insanity with that diet, and I see that the same type of people just have all these channels, and yeah, again, like the same type of people. I mean, like as a Farage is a really good example of a durian rider, like a dumber durian rider, but definitely a durian rider. I guess my core message when it comes to diet is please don't believe all of the fanatical, dogmatic ideas, no matter what the diet is. Understand that these ideas are promoted by flawed human beings. And I'm a flawed human being, and my diet protocols are probably like ultimately flawed. But they're like the best that I can give. But if someone is promoting a diet and they're saying like there's no way that my diet protocol can be flawed, understand that that person might be too stupid to understand that diet is extremely complex, or that person might have like more ulterior motives. I mean, the people that do the best on with promoting diet are the people that sell it with conviction, with an extreme form of conviction. Just like sell it with the idea of like, this is just perfect, and there's no way what I'm saying is wrong, and like this will basically solve all your problems that you can possibly have. I mean, just look at Durian Rider. It's basically some of the worst advice you can follow, but because he sold it with conviction. I mean, he has no credentials. Basically, all that he did to back up his belief was to misquote other people, like Dr. McDougall, like misquote the science, take it out of context. And people have been eating that shit up for years. And it's only after he has been critiqued for years upon years that now more and more people are waking up to understanding that, oh, this extreme form of a diet does not work. You have to be very naive, and in advance I'll tell you that I have been naive in the same sense, to believe that these people, no matter what diet they promote, because I, for example, I used to believe that Durian Rider had no health ailments. For some reason, well, not for some reason, but because I was a younger guy, was a lot more naive, I could simply not see him for what he was. I could not directly see that he had a lot of issues. And the same goes for these carnivores. They're not like a perfect picture of health. And no matter if you want to believe that, they have issues. Now, maybe they are not aware of those issues. Maybe they just say, oh, it's detox. Because the whole thing of detox is also pretty popular among the carnivores. Or they just hide it because they have ulterior motives for promoting a diet. And that's just what it is in like most cases. There's just, yeah, it's just dogmatic craziness. So yeah, those are some updates, and also like my perspective on, yeah, diet dogma, I guess. Nutrition dogma, sure. Fucking trains! That's the video. I thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Little.